Morning and welcome to a new vlog. I just made myself some breakfast after daycare drop off, and I'll be honest, I bought this coffee outside and then just poured it in. I like to do that on my way back home. There are a few cafes from daycare and I just grab a latte and then transfer it into a real cup because it's just something about the drinking experience is much better. I made myself some yogurt and granola, which is a go-to, but in true Libra fashion, I couldn't decide today, so I also picked up a little cheese roll from the same cafe. So we have a bit of excuse me, there are some school buses honking at each other outside. We have a little bit of a smorgasbord of stuff for breakfast today, but it's because our fridge has been broken, and by that I mean the door hinge broke, and it's been such a awkward week for food for us that I'm just happy to have that fixed and our fridge back and to be eating normally again. I need to hit the reset button, so that's what I'm doing this morning. This is probably going to be a few days in my life because tomorrow I have a little bit of a sneaky outing plan to Soho. On the weekends, sometimes I get a little time for myself in the mornings when everyone is still sleeping, and I'm planning a very early cafe date solo in Soho, so that should be fun. But today I'm just doing a little bit of life admin and a reset, which brings me to today's sponsor, Thrive Market. My least favorite thing about feeding our family is grocery shopping, like the act of going to the store and then carrying things back, especially now that I'm pregnant. It's just so hard in the heat to carry stuff. So I'm super happy to be partnering with Thrive Market because it is an online grocery service that delivers straight to your door, and they have healthy and affordable options. So it's kind of the perfect mix of all worlds. I have tried grocery delivery services in New York City before, and they are so expensive. By the time you are done paying for shipping and tipping and everything all said and done, it adds like 10-20% to my bill, and I hate that. So with Thrive Market, it's super easy to go online, and you can even hit subscribe and set it and forget it so that you always have stocked up on your staples. This is my Thrive box that just arrived, and I basically stocked us up on some family-friendly snacks because we have a couple of trips planned that involve driving, and I thought what better way to kind of replenish our pantry than to get some healthy alternatives to some of the favorites that we always like. Thrive is also great if you're shopping for special diets like vegan, allergen-free, or if you're just concerned about the quality of the ingredients, because they have over 1,000 ingredients on their no-go list. So that leaves me with peace of mind that the snacks I'm getting there are healthier alternatives to what I find in our grocery stores around here, and still super yummy. So let's open this box and I can show you what I picked up. So these are all of the things that I picked up, and like I said, this is a snack coated haul. Starting with the snacks, I picked up these two things. Tate's is iconic New York City cookies, but these are minis, so they're perfect for a road trip situation. And then this is Chrissy Teigen's chocolate chunk cookie mix. I have been craving a warm chocolate chip cookie. It's one of those hyper fixations that I have hit during pregnancy, and this looked beautiful. First of all, the box. And what I love is on the ingredients, there's nothing that I can't pronounce or don't recognize, so I feel better about baking from a mix this way. And then speaking of cookies, this caught my eye. I'm a huge fan of the Purely Elizabeth granola. I use it in my yogurt every morning, but I've never tried their cookie granola, and this sounded really good. This is their peanut butter cookie. I actually can't wait to try this granola, so we're gonna do a taste test live. This is what it looks like. Oh my god. Wow. So, you know how granola is usually very dry? These little clusters have like a smooth peanut butter on the inside. There's a little bit of that. So as you bite into it, it tastes so good. Highly recommend. Very happy with this new Purely Elizabeth try. In the chips department, I thought this looked really fun. Sweet potato chips. I love a good crunchy veggie chip, and so this one looked like something that I want to try. Also, big fan of waffle cut, probably the superior cut. Discuss in the comments if you agree. And then I got a couple things for Luca because he's obsessed with ketchup, and this is the Primal Kitchen one, and then sprinkles because not all sprinkles are created equal, but softies taste really good. And we like to get fancy with our ice cream around here, so I thought this on top of some whipped cream, on top of some ice cream with potentially some cookie could be really good. And then finally, a household item. I recently got a new bathing suit, and when I was reading the care instructions, it said to use Sal's Suds, and I had no idea what that was, but I happened to search on Thrive and found it. So I ordered it in order to hand wash my bathing suit at home, and I thought that was really helpful that they also have a whole range of kind of alternative cleaning supplies as well. So if you are sick of hauling groceries like me and having to edit and read through all of the labels and ingredients, then I encourage you to try out Thrive Market. And if you use my link in the description or go to thrivemarket.com/New York Please, you can get 30% off your first order and a free gift, which are very fun to browse when you sign up for Thrive Market. So grab your coffee, have some fun, look through their offerings, and they also have a bestseller tab if you are one of those people that just likes to browse and discover new things. I found that really helpful as well. Now I'm going to put the stuff away, but when Luca gets home from school, I definitely plan on making these chocolate chip cookies, so I'll show you guys how those turn out. Good morning. We are in Soho. I've come bright and early on a Sunday because there's a new cafe I want to try, and everyone back at the apartment is still asleep, so I thought I'd sneak out. I also have a list of a couple of shops I want to go to, and then finally there's an art supply shop because I have something planned for the apartment. There's a big piece that we need to paint, so I thought I'd come here and check out what they have and get a few supplies for that. So we are just going to spend a few hours here this morning, starting with coffee, which I'm very excited about, and a little bit of breakfast. Just came out of Buck Mason and it's absolutely stunning. Fast Times Coffee is inside of the Buck Mason flagship that they just opened. And if you didn't know, Buck Mason is married to Leanne Ford, who's an interior designer, and that is why all of their stores are so beautiful. This one particularly I recommend, especially if you're a book lover, because they have a whole book library focused around architecture and art books, urban planning, landscape architecture, design objects, and it's probably the best selection I've seen in the city. even beyond like the bookstores I usually browse. So I spent quite a bit of time there looking through all of the books, the treasures, and walked away with 2 new finds for our own home library. And you can really take your coffee anywhere inside the store. You can sit downstairs, upstairs, browse their men's and women's, and super friendly people. So highly recommend. Had a fabulous early Sunday coffee, and now I'm trying to find some breakfast, and I think we might go for bagels. Bagels were delicious. The line seemed intimidating, but it actually wasn't bad at all. And I got my sandwich pretty quickly. It is a little bit messy. Now we passed enough time for the stores to open. They typically open around 11 in Soho on Sundays, and I'm headed to Paloma Wool, which is just down Broome Street, and then a couple more shops. Next, we are headed into a hidden interior shop here in Soho that I had no idea about until I saw it on Instagram. I think it's a second-story shop, and it has ceramics and all kinds of other home decor. such a beautiful store in with Jean. Highly recommend checking it out. And now we are headed to the art store. It's called Soho Art Supplies, and I have this painting I've been meaning to paint in our apartment for so long. I'm looking for some supplies, so we'll see if they have some that I can use. And that is a wrap on our little Sunday morning in Soho. It is getting so hot now, so I am going to seek shelter back at the apartment in Brooklyn, and I will see you guys there. And there we have it, the most epic cookie sundae. I've been craving making something like this. And it's so good. The Chrissy Teigen mix turned out perfect. I'm very impressed. It was so easy to make. All you need is an egg and some butter. Mix it up, whip it up, cool it, and put it in the oven. And Luca, Jackson, and I are going to enjoy this for dessert now. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked the couple of days in my life and our little outing to Soho. And thank you again to Thrive Market for sponsoring this video. And I will see you again here next time. Bye!